Good day, Pisces, and welcome to my channel. This is your weekly reading for August 5th to the 11th. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope this reading resonates with you. Universe speak, spirits guide. What needs to be known, what lessons need to be learned. King of Spades, Ten of Clubs, Ten of Spades, and the Jack of Spades. So, your general energy this week is the Jack of Spades. Yeah, you need to be the rebel this week. You need to let out your rebel yell. Now, a lot of times, this card is about actual like politics, and being the rebel and fighting for what you believe in and whatnot. Um, and that all missions are possible. Like, say you have some kind of like protest or something that you're wanting to do. This card is ensuring that it's going to go well. Now, it doesn't have to be politics. It can actually be other things. It can be you going after a new job. It can be you going into a new relationship. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, that you're wanting to do, just know that they're all possible, provided that you be the rebel and let out your rebel yell. You go against the grain. You stand your ground and tell people, this is what I want. This is what we're going to do. You be firm. Don't be aggressive, but be firm in what you're saying. you know so yeah, be the rebel. Definitely be the rebel this week. And with it popping up in this position, you will be the rebel this week. But I always say make sure that you're the rebel. Make sure that you're speaking your own truth, because sometimes we'll let society make us back down from what we want, what we want to do and what we believe in. We sometimes cower, and don't cower, okay? Be the rebel, be the rebel. At the beginning of the week, you have the King of Spades, leadership. So yeah, you're going to be in leadership. So yeah, definitely be the rebel, but don't be egotistical, right? Don't lead with your ego. Okay, you need to let your ego go, because nobody really wants to follow somebody who's got a high ego. So that's where it's a thin line, right? You want to be strong, you want to be sturdy, you want to stand your ground, but you also still need to lead with your head and take in any advice or ideas from other people into accountability. You don't necessarily have to use that advice or those ideas or whatever, but take it into accountability, because there might be something good that comes from the people that you're leading, right? But regardless, still be firm and everything, but just don't let your ego take over, because with the rebel card and leadership, you could easily let your ego take over, because you could start thinking, I'm number one, I'm this, I'm that. But no, if you're working with some kind of sort of team, or you're doing something for some uh, sort of organization or whatever, you want to be able to listen to everybody and get their opinions and whatnot, because there might be some good advice or something there, right? In the middle of the week, you have the 10 of clubs. You're fed up with a burden. Okay, and you might be thinking about giving into the burden, but no. You be the rebel. You stand your ground. Okay, this burden, the cards are saying, don't give in, don't give up. The end is near. It is near. Just continue to have that rebel energy in you when dealing with a burden. And also note that a lot of times burdens in our lives, we have the ability to remove those burdens. So keep that in mind, that you might have the ability to remove the burden. Perhaps you just haven't seen it, or you haven't really thought about that it's in your hands. So think about that. I mean, I'm not saying that for everybody, that burdens are always that easy to just get rid of. Actually, most burdens aren't that easy to get rid of, but a lot of times there are things that we can do to push a burden to get past, to move on. So at the end of the week, you have the 10 of spades. disappointment, sadness. So you will be disappointed and sad at the end of the week. This might have something to do with the burden. I would think it has something to do with the burden because here, this is all good stuff here. Everything's a go, right? When it comes to like work or politics or whatever, everything's a go. So this disappointment I feel is caused by something else, not this. I fear it's this burden, whatever it is causing this disappointment, sadness. And if the burden hasn't gone by the end of the week, and now you're in a super disappointed, sad, mind frame, really look into it and make sure there's not a way to get rid of this burden. You don't need to be here. That's not where you need to be when you have all this good energy going on. You don't need to be here, because that could, whoa, okay, judgment just flew out. That was weird. All I did was move my hand for a second. So I guess we'll look at this for a minute, right? Judgment. How can judgment have anything to do with all of this? Well, these people are rising out of their coffins, and they're rising up to a new life. They're rising from their graves to a new life, to the horns of judgment. So I mean, yeah, you can rise. I think it's just saying you can rise above this burden. I really think that it's saying that you can rise above this burden and move on with this good stuff, and not stay in this disappointed, sad thing. So definitely, yeah, definitely rise up. Raise yourself up above this burden. I think there's a way that you can stop this, especially with this just popping out like that. And I don't usually take things like that, but that was pretty weird because all I did was move my hand and it flew over there. So might as well read it, right? But yeah, I definitely feel like for a lot of you, you can rise above this burden. I mean, look at you. You're a leader and a rebel this week. You have strong energy going on. So yeah, I think that you can. I think you can rise from that grave and whatnot. So let's go ahead and see what else the tarot cards have to say, since that was kind of like a fluke or whatever. Universe speak. Spirit's guide. What needs to be known? What lessons need to be learned? Oh, okay. So, yeah, either you might be connected to source, right? This is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, she's connected to source. She's connected to the universe. She's a very spiritual type of person, and she only wants to help others achieve what they need to achieve for their lives, for themselves, right? She wants them to grow and have peace in their lives and be successful and whatnot. Now, this person might also be an oracle or a card reader. Now, this can be you or this can be somebody else. For some of you, I feel like this is actually you, that you are an oracle or a card reader, or just somebody that's very connected to spirit. So, you have, again, I feel like it's saying you have the ability to rise above this burden. I feel like that's what this still is. I feel like for some of you, if you read your own cards, it would tell you that you have the ability to remove this burden. And for some of you, I think that maybe there's somebody in your life who is connected to spirit and might, suggest that you have a way to rise above this burden. So there you go. I hope this resonates. I hope it helps in some way. If it does, hit that like button. And if you would, please comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you back here next week. And until then, stay safe, stay mindful, and stay healthy.